I'm the Knickmeyer. It's very good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Good to meet you.
Thank you very much for sitting down with us. You were in the Horn of Africa recently, where I believe it was last week, you came back last week, where there are many people in Ethiopia and Somalia and Kenya who are approaching very close to a state of famine.
I would say that the situation is as bleak as any I've seen in my lifetime. And, you know, I've traveled to a lot of places where there's been a concentration of suffering. The worst consequences of the food crisis haven't yet been felt. We are on the cusp of something very, very grim. That's never happened in recorded history, to have 4 consecutive failed rainy seasons. And so the livestock, often in famine conditions, that is who dies first. And then that ends up being something of a canary in the coal mine for humanity. Now we're at almost 20 million people who are going hungry and who are dependent on this emergency food assistance. But, you know, other donors are stretched pretty thin. Other countries are stretched thin because the food crisis is a global food crisis, because Putin made this war on Ukraine starting in February.
Has the outlook gotten better or worse?
All of the damage done up to this point by Russia has created such acute needs in Ukraine that the fixed sort of foreign assistance budgets or emergency assistance budgets just now have more claimants. And the last thing on earth we could afford is another failed rainy season, but it actually looks as though, you know, again, it's not for sure yet, but it looks as though, unfortunately, the Horn of Africa is likely to face its 5th failed rainy season, which 4 is a record. 5, I don't know what you call it when it's just shattering everything that's come before. What we're not going to do, any of us in the administration, is just allow the Russian Federation, which is still saying it's not at war in Ukraine, to blame the latest spike in food and fertilizer prices on sanctions and on the United States. And so, you know, if that is the latest version of their disinformation campaign that they've chosen to pursue, we're going to respond to that. We're not going to just allow more lies to be perpetuated.